What's up, everyone? Champions back again for another UFC prediction video. This time for UFC Fight Night, Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi in Las Vegas. As you can tell from my voice, I am pretty under the weather. I'm a little sick, so if don't mind some coughing or whatever. Um, yeah, I had a great time at UFC Freedom 250. I was there in person, and it was quite an amazing experience. So many people were there, meet and greets and stuff like that. The Fan Fest, very very fun and quite unforgettable card. But how did I do on betting and stuff like that? Let's go into it. I'm gonna go pretty quickly in this video because man, I'm just under the water. I don't want to keep talking like this too long. So just so you know, yeah, we did amazing. I'll talk about the fight. I didn't have a single bet on Rufy versus Chandler. I want nothing to do with that fight, and Rufy made it look pretty easy. Not much to say there. In terms of the other fights, Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Fight doesn't go. That fight was violence personified. And that's exactly what happened, man. Just Steve Garcia teeing off. I mean, I described this fight perfectly. I was like, Steve Garcia is gonna look like $100 until he doesn't. Diego Lopez, if he's gonna win this fight, it's gonna meme. He's the meme god. And the meme god does meme god things, and he losing the entire fight, lands 2 times on Steve Garcia, and he goes down. That's how Diego Lopez does things. So yeah, fight doesn't go, comes through, no problem. Nickel wins by KO decision. I mean, there was no real problem with this one either. I had the exact right read for this one, especially because I thought there's a real reality where Dawkins just lays on his back and holds. But luckily, comes through and no submission at all. So yeah, easy work for Bo Nickel. Josh Hokett against Derek Lewis. I had a pretty big bet on Josh Hokett, and Josh Hokett absolutely demolished Derek Lewis. It was easy work. Derek Lewis did not stand a single chance here. Yeah, not much to say there. And next fight I had a bet on Ian Zahabi, Sean O'Malley. I had a tiny bet on Zahabi. I thought he could make it to a decision and have it be competitive. Honestly, I thought it was competitive. I just didn't make it to the scorecards like that. Like the leg kicks are enough for like convince a judge or something like that, and I would have made money. But he got KO'd. Great work by the Sugar Sean O'Malley to get the KO. It's always a possibility, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not that mad at that bet. And it wasn't even that big of a bet either. Next fight I had a bet on Cyril Gane, Alex Pereira. I had a big bet on Cyril Gane, my biggest bet on the night. And boy, he came through. Yeah, different world of heavyweight, man. Cyril's so damn good. Speed. Got some power because he's heavyweight. So gets the job done, puts him out. We love to see it. In the last fight, Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. I had tiny bets on Ilya Topuria by sub and under 0.5. Neither of those hit. I don't know what the hell Ilya was doing in the fight. I said in my breakdown, if Ilya wants to make this fight as easy as possible, take down Justin Gaethje like right away and just sub him. Honestly, I see so many people talk about this fight this week saying, man, why didn't he even go to the ground? Why didn't he go for armbar? No. That's not the problem. He should have done this sooner because he took so much damage, especially early on. You can't be doing that. Ilya's a little too hittable, to be honest. That's just the truth. He's always been hittable. He's like Charles Oliveira, boom, big elbow. Max Holloway had him bleeding and stuff like that. Volk is landing on this guy. This guy's hittable, man. You should have taken this guy Gaethje down where he's not gonna be able to do anything. Maybe he can scramble up or whatever, but you're gonna be the guy in control on top, and you're gonna be the guy doing a lot of damage on top. And you can find subs on top, especially if it's not as sweaty. So yeah, I think it came to bite him in the butt. I think that's if he did that, he would have won, but not. Gaethje's made one of the biggest upsets in the UFC history, and I'm pretty happy about it. So shout out to Justin Gaethje. And yeah, that's that for that card. It was an incredible card. I made a lot of money. Let's get into this one. Kape Horiguchi 2. It's a rematch. I forgot to talk about that. And let's go ahead and do this. Shane Collins versus Otari Tansilovi. I like Collins a lot here. I think he gets it done as the fight goes on. What I like about Collins is he get very pressure focused, and he's going to keep pushing it back. I think he's the better wrestler of the two. I think if there's wrestling, he's going to have the better wrestling of the exchanges, if there is. And he goes at all levels. And Otari, something I don't like about him is he does get pressured. He's willing to get pressured, and he's not that good when he gets pressured. Smaller cage, I think it leads to it. I like Shane Collins in the spot. I have a bet on him. I think he's the prospect that they like here, coming in on short notice. So, yeah, I think Shane Collins gets the job done. And you can see, I'm going to be pretty quick with these breakdowns because, man, I'm just not feeling it. So, sorry, get that again. Carol Luana Santos. I have no idea what I want in this fight. I think Carol's probably better, but after that Perez fight, which I thought she won, the Eileen Perez fight, I thought she won that fight, but she just doesn't separate enough. And you can't trust this girl. You can't trust this girl, Carol Rosa. It's hard to trust her. Luana Santos probably gonna get a takedown at some point. So it's like, if she does, Rosa's kind of a sitting duck on her back. I want zero to do with this fight. Eileen Rosa, but man, screw this fight. Like picking and betting wise. Yeah. Because Luana Santos, if she gets like 2 takedowns, is probably the fight. And she probably wins. So, yep. Leon Shabazian versus Levin Jokalia. I don't even know. I haven't really looked into this one, to be honest. I just hear that Leon Shabazian guy is not UFC level. This guy's probably going to get KO'd. And they're going to swing hands. I heard fight hands by KO is a good look, but honestly, I need to look into it. I don't feel great suggesting anything because I didn't do enough research on this one, to be honest. So, sorry about that, but yeah, that is what it is. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Michael Aswell Jr. versus Gaston Bolanos. I have a parlay on this card, and this is one of them. Aswell, I think Aswell's going to get this job done and really put it on Gaston Bolanos with volume, being more durable. If he wants, he can wrestle. I'm not sure if he's going to, but I think the volume really alone is just going to be big enough for Michael Aswell Jr. Also, he's bigger. He's bigger as well because he's the natural, maybe not natural, but like featherweight. He's the featherweight of the two, right? I think the volume's going to be enough. Bolanos is terrible. I don't know how he's even been getting wins in the UFC at all, to be honest. Like, the Romeus fight was such a meme. Aswell should get this done and do it pretty easily. I like him as a parlay piece on this card. You know, disgusting odds. Mitch Raposo versus Alan Nascimento. The more I think about this fight, the more it's like, I don't want anything to do with this fight. I don't feel any sort of confidence in it. I think my last time I was picking this fight, I picked Mitch, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go Nascimento, but screw me. I don't know anything about this fight, man. Mitch Raposo is absolutely live though. He's live to jab, dance around, and land the better shots. Nascimento is very hittable. I think Nascimento could probably cage push a little bit, maybe. Maybe find a takedown and get the back at some point. Maybe get a sub, but it's really hard for me to know. I just don't feel very good at all about, because it's a really thin margins fight, to be honest. I don't think Mitch Raposo separates too much at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, like I don't even know what to say. Like, the guy's just there. Like, it doesn't separate much at all. I'm going to Nascimento, the bigger guy, to kind of lay on this guy and find a way to win. But I don't feel any sort of good on that. Being Mosquito versus Will Simons. This is one I'm going to have to talk about. I I don't think people are going to agree with me on this, but give me Melissa Mullins. Look, I'm not that confident in it. I'm going to have some bet on it, but it's not going to be a big one. It's not going to be a big one, especially because I listened to an interview with Melissa Mullins this week, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good, to be honest. I didn't like anything what I was hearing. It's like, I didn't feel like she was the most sure. At least she was talking about, like, I like that she's talking about, like, I'm going to show my striking off in this fight. Good. Like, then talk about, like, oh, I can wrestle and grapple with her. Like, ooh, I don't want that. But let me tell you why I lean Mullins. I don't think Bia Mosquito belongs to 135. I think Melissa Mullins is a real 135er. I think that's a big difference. And Bia Mosquito, I had a huge bet on her against Montserrat Rendon. Huge bet on her against Montserrat Rendon. And with some of the reasons, like, her competition she's fought so far, Montserrat Rendon, Irina Alexeyeva, true bottom of the barrel. Melissa Mullins isn't anything that great, but she's better than those two. She's just better. She's much more well-rounded. I think her being bigger does matter here, and I think she can be more physical. There's a chance of that. I think she's the better striker. I think Bia Mosquito's striking is god-awful. I think her cardio, Bia Mosquito's cardio, is not good. I think her wrestling, the wrestling offense to get the fight to the ground, is not good either. So I think she's just on her way to, like, maybe it's not here, but, like, one of these fights she's supposed to win, she's going to end up losing. Like, I think that's, like, very real possibility. I'm waiting for these odds because, like, I think the line might keep going towards Bia until, like, fight time. So, like, that's the time to bet Mullins. I'm gonna have a tiny bet on Mullins to get the opposite here. I think she's very alive. Andre Lima versus Kevin Borjas. I think this is the other parlay piece on this card, and I like him and Michael Azar Jr. together. Yeah, I like Lima. Actually, I love decision. Kevin Borjas has 5 minutes to win this fight. He has 5 minutes to bonk Andre Lima. If he doesn't, his leg's gonna get destroyed, and he's not gonna have anything to do. He can't do anything to Lima after that, or he gets grappled. Both are super alive. I think Lima's just a way better fighter. I don't know why the hell Lima's fighting Borjas at this point with the win streak is on. No real step ups in comp. Like, I don't even know what he's doing getting this matchup, but it should be a pretty easy spot for him unless he just gets memed, which I guess is possible, but probably not, man. Yeah, I like Lima a lot here. Vinicius Oliveira versus Fili. I think this line is kind of crazy, but I'm going to be honest. I think Oliveira gets a meme KO. Sorry about that. I don't know what it is about this matchup. I get weird vibes from it. Fili, I think, is probably, like, the better overall fighter, but Vinny coming up a weight class maybe has better cardio. Maybe has better chin. I don't really trust this chin, to be honest. It's just a wild man. I mean, Fili, I won't be shocked if he gets KO'd. Although he has that win-loss thing. So, I mean, I guess he's due for a win. I don't feel good about this fight at all. I kind of just want to pass. Melsik Baghdasaryan versus Murtazali Magomedov. I'm going to be Magomedov. I just don't think Melsik cares anymore. If this fight's on the feet, he's going to be messing this guy up, Melsik. But, dude, I just don't. He's outright talked about, like, not doing enough in camp and stuff like that in the post-fight speech. I just don't want to back that, to be honest. I think this guy's going to come forward, try and push a pace, and get it done in, like, 2-3 or something like that. So, I think maybe 2-3, this guy is okay, but I'm not sure. I'm not interested in betting this guy because he defensively, he's very, very flawed, and he can get landed on by Melsik. So, I mean, maybe dogger pass or something like that, but I just want to pass on this fight personally. Christian Rodriguez versus Haider Emil. I like Christian Rodriguez a good amount here. I think he can get Haider Emil up out of there. Hyder Emil is just, oh man, he's so bad. 145 drew over, but that's probably even being mean, like not even accurate. Like he's probably not that good. I'm not gonna call him chinny. He's not chinny, but I think Rodriguez is the better striker overall. And he's, less hittable than Hyder Emil is. Hyder Emil is gonna bring pressure, of course. I think the clear path to victory for Christian Rodriguez here: just wrestle this guy, get him down, get him on his back, and work him. I think this fight, he gets this fight to the ground, and I think he gets it done relatively easily. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I like him here. Gonna have a bet on him here. Cutelaba versus Navajo Sterling. I'm gonna go Sterling, but I'm a big Sterling guy. I believe in his future. I think he's pretty damn legit, but there's not a fight I really want to back him in. This is like a real test. I wouldn't be surprised if Cutelaba gets upset. A guy as green as Navajo, he's gonna have some bumps in the road, and I think this could be it. But I think he can keep range. I think he can work the body and stuff like that, and do his work on Cutelaba, and this fight goes the distance. I like the overs in this fight. I think the overs are pretty interesting, especially with Cutelaba being more tame, I guess is a good way to put it. The Hulk is tame. And Navajo was like, he's willing to give, like, fight with what he's given. There's that too. So I think overs is a good look, to be honest. If you want anything over 1.5, over 2.5, fight goes. Yeah, I don't want to back aside because I don't necessarily feel the best about Navajo to win this fight. But yeah, I am really high on Navajo's future. I think he's a really legit fighter. But this could be a bump in the road, so don't be shocked with that. Not interested in betting him. And we got the main event, the rematch, Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi 2. This is a sick fight. I'm going to go Kape to win a decision. I think Kyoji's had pretty nice matchmaking, to be honest, against Tigir, whose weight cut killed him, and Amir Albazi. That's my guy, but oof, that was pretty damn one-sided. And look, Kyoji looked incredible. I worry about the chin of Kyoji Horiguchi because I've seen him get hurt many times, especially like before this UFC run. Not great looks. And Manel, in the rematch, Manel didn't have breasts as big as he does right now. I'm just saying. And Manel hits really hard. For footwork, Kyoji's like one of the best to do it, and he's still really fast. And I think he's probably gonna be the minute winner here. I like something like a 6 strikes on Kyoji. I think that could be pretty all right. But the bigger shots is gonna be from Manel Kape, and probably a good thing he knows what to expect from this matchup, preparing for it, and he's got really good footwork too. I think it's his time, man. I don't feel that great to back him, like betting wise, but I think Manel Kape probably gets the job done. I don't like the idea of something like a decision only Kyoji Horiguchi if you like Kyoji to win this fight, which I don't necessarily do, but I think he's very live to do so. Fight goes is pretty interesting. It can happen for both guys, and it feels like a technical war, if you ask me. So that fight going the distance, especially with Manel Kape finishing people as a late, maybe just going against the grain. It's like plus 100. I don't hate that as a look either. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the fights. Let's go through each one of them again. Talk about 6 strikes and more takedowns so we can get on out of here real quick. Again, sorry for being sick. Collins were 6 strikes. I think he's gonna just land a bunch. Otari also is like pretty like single shot heavy, like with how he strikes. So I think that adds for the 6 strikes towards Chin Collins. More takedowns, Collins, especially if he goes for them. I think they're gonna be there for him. I think he's a better takedown guy. Cara Rosa and Luana Santos. Luana Santos more takedowns. She's gonna be one going for takedowns. More 6 strikes. I'll go Cara Rosa because I think she's a better striker, but she doesn't throw that much, to be honest. So I wouldn't want to play that. I don't know. I hear Leon goes for guillotine and stuff like that, so I guess I'll go Joe Callia for both more 6 strikes. more takedowns, but I don't feel great about that one. Azo Jr. Bolanos, Azo more 6 strikes for sure. Bolano, no. Azo more takedowns because it's going to be there for him if he decides to go for it. I like the 6 strikes one a lot, though. Mitch Raposo, Nascimento. I'll go Raposo more 6 strikes because that's kind of how he is. He just pop, but maybe not take as much damage. More takedowns, definitely Nascimento because he's going to be the guy looking for takedowns here. B Mosquito, Melissa Mullins. Probably should be Bia Mosquito more takedowns because I don't. If Mullins goes for takedown, she's a moron. I don't know what the hell she'd be doing. I'll go Mullins more 6 strikes though because I think she's the better striker of the two. So yeah, but it also could go really downhill because while I didn't necessarily speak the highest of Bia Mosquito, she's a really legit jiu-jitsu girl, and if this fight does hit the ground and she's on top, it's gonna be very bad news. Or even if she's on bottom, she could sweep and get on top. Like, that's bad news. Like, there's no denying that. But Melissa Mullins is a grappler. She can grapple a little bit, so maybe she can stay safe. But I want this fight on the feet for Melissa Mullins, and maybe I'll bet at worst cage pushing. Leaving more 6 strikes easy. Leg kicks gonna be there all day, and more takedowns. Lima easy. He's the one deciding where the level is in this fight. Vinicius Oliveira, Andre Fili. It's interesting. I'll go with more. I don't know, man. Touchy-feely. More takedowns. I think I'm gonna go Philly. I think it's more willing of the two to go to wrestling in this fight. For more 6 strikes, I think I can go either way. To be honest, maybe I'll go touchy-feely. To be honest, I think he's live to just jab up Vinicius Oliveira. Maybe win that bet, but I don't feel that great about that. Mel Sigpak Nasarian, Magomedov, more takedowns. This guy's gonna be the one going for takedowns. Melsik does not know how to does not have good defense on the bottom. More 6 strikes, I guess. I'll go Melsik because I think this guy he's fighting is defensively liable. So I think that's live, but I don't feel great about that. Maybe Magomedov can just ground and pound for that. I don't know. C-Rod, Hyder, Emil. I'll go C-Rod more 6 strikes, but I don't feel that great about it because Hyder Emil can just go crazy with striking and stuff like that. So I don't feel that great about that. But more takedowns, Christian Rodriguez, that's free. Hyder Emil is not going for no takedowns. Kutilava, Sterling, Kutilava, more takedowns all day. I mean, I shouldn't say all day. Navo is more willing. He's willing to go for takedowns too himself. To be honest, in fights, you wouldn't think he'd be going for takedowns for. So maybe I shouldn't say that, but more likely the two to go for takedowns. It's Kutilaba. For 6 strikes, Sterling, the better striker. I think the better picking his shots. CKB guy, you know what to expect. In this fight, Cap Horiguchi too. Horiguchi more takedowns. I think he's gonna get maybe some takedowns, but then Cap pops up. Cap's not really go for takedowns here, I'd imagine. Where 6 strikes, I'll go Kyoji too, because I think he's the faster, maybe a little bit faster, and just the jab battle, I think, is going to be mostly him, but he's one shot at a time, so and it's a little bit of a worry, but I think that should be Kyoji. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. You could check out my Bet MMA tips, champ bets, and the bets I have in this card right now are, or what I'm looking at. It's going to be Shane Collins. I like him straight up. Azo Jr. plus Lima. Like them both a lot to win this fight. Their fights, Christian Rodriguez, straight up, I think he's going to win this fight. Overs and Kutilaba, Sterling, I think are good looks. Mullins, like a tiny bet on Mullins. It's going to be tiny. It's not going to be much. Those are the main ones. I mean, I'm just like looking through most of these again. Yeah, I mean, if I have a change of mind, I'll put in the comments or whatever. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. You can check out my Bet MMA tips, champ bets, and yeah, excited for next week. Fiziev versus Torres in Baku, Azerbaijan. We're back. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Peace. Have a great one.